Welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe, like and comment.
Hello guys, welcome once again. So today we're going to be talking about love and marriage Huntsville, and we are already in episode 3. I've been so busy that I wasn't able to cover the episode 1 and 2. I almost checked that on covering today's one, but I was like, no, I need to cover today's episode. So let's go ahead and talk about today's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, we started this episode from last week's fight. What's her name? Trish and also Ken. Now, I have so much view about that fight because me watching, I don't know if you guys felt another way. If you feel another way different from what I saw, maybe you should put it on the comment section. But me watching, right, as I was watching the show, what I saw was that Ken charged Marquez. I know the argument was heated. I know it was, yes, it was an uncomfortable situation, right? But I felt like Ken was the one that made the first move to attack Marquez. And the fact that was surprising to me is that they knew the kids were at home. Having that full-blown fight when the kids were at home is very, very surprising. I did not expect that to happen. And the way it was like Ken was going to, he wanted to have a full-blown fight. And that shocked me to the core. So surprised. But what made me more surprised was when the kids heard it from up. You could literally see the first son of Ken and Marquise, that is Xavier, coming down to be like trying to like what's going on. That was why I'm saying that I'm surprised that they would have that full-blown fight when they knew that the kids were in the same house with them and going to hear that conversation. And what surprised me the most was when, I don't know how to pronounce his name, left, and Trish and Ken were in the confessionals having a chat about the situation. Literally, you could see Trish. Trish was laughing. I felt like she felt joy that Ken and Marquise were in that situation where they had to fight. It felt like that she was happy. Like, I feel like for me, just me, and at the end of the day, is my opinion. I feel like Trish is literally, I'm not saying that Marquez is a good guy. Don't think like that. Don't quote me wrong. I'm not saying that he was a good father, a good husband, or in whatever form he was in their life. I'm not saying he was good in any of those things. All I'm saying that me and her reactions and actions to whatever thing that was going on between Ken and Marquez, the way she was smiling, the way she was happy, being like, she was telling him on the conversation as, I told you that that's what's going to happen. We're not going to last 1 minute. It would have been a different thing. For me, it would have been a different thing if it was Marquez that literally initiated the fight. But it was Ken. Ken was the one that wanted to throw the first punch. It was Ken that initiated and started the fighting. They were arguing at first. They were loud to each other, exchanging words to each other. That was understandable. But Ken was the one that tried to make it bigger by them fighting. So I didn't like that, and I feel like after watching this episode, I'm looking at Trish with a kind of eye being like, I don't know what problem she has, but I don't know what Marquez did to her. Maybe she's trying to use Ken to kind of frustrate his life. Probably, I don't know. I feel like anytime I watch them together, whenever I watch them interact, Ken, Marquez, and Trish. I noticed that when Ken and Marquise are having conversation away from Trish, it is more level-headed. It's more calm. It's like they understand each other, they respect each other. But once Trish gets into the equation, it's a different ball game. Once Trish comes in, yeah, it's on site. They are fighting. They are literally fighting. So that gives me the stuff. I'm like, okay, maybe Trish is just the problem. Yes, Marquise must have done something to her, but I think for the children's sake, at one time she just be like, you know what, I can't do this. You know, that's how me I feel. I didn't like the fight. It was disturbing to me watching it, knowing and realizing that the kids were upstairs in the house, that same house, probably hearing the exchange between them. And I they are gonna do what they want to do at the end of the day. Now, we also saw in the episode Kimmy calling the ladies wanting to hang out, and they say that she was saying something that is the real. When I say was on the show, after the show airs, she's always checked out, all those kind of things. She always checks off. But the truth is, these ladies are not friends. You literally could see, even without Mel being there, Kimmy is saying that after the reunion, they never hanged up, they never talked to each other, they never chat with each other, they never called each other. So within themselves, with or without Melody, these ladies ain't friends. They are just TV cast members. Like, okay, I know this is my cast member on the show. That is what is giving me. That is what is giving me. But she asked all the ladies to come, including Destiny. I was expecting Destiny to come over, but Destiny couldn't make it. I think she said she was busy or something. They didn't really give a reason why Destiny wasn't at the event. So we had Nell, Trish, Natisha, and Kimmy at the event. Now, this event, not event like a gathering, like they went for lunch or something, and they were talking about, they first started talking about the fact that Lance, which is Nell's first son, had a baby. And during if you can remember the reunion last year, Lance, Miss Nell, and Destiny got into it where Miss Nell felt like she didn't feel like Destiny was good enough for her son, something like that, or she didn't like the fact that Destiny was dating Lance. Meanwhile, somebody else was already pregnant for Lance. And I felt like that was like sad or bad that Lance sat through that reunion watching his mom condemn Destiny and feel like Destiny was not good enough for him. Meanwhile, he knew at the back of his mind that there was a lady out there that was pregnant for him and carrying his baby. I felt like that did not make sense at all for him to know that and allow Destiny go through whatever she went through with his mom. That was unfair. That part makes me look at Lance and be like, yeah, this guy is a red flag. Lance is a red flag. That part makes me look at him like that. But anyways, the ladies were talking about the fact that he's now, because after the reunion, we kind of saw, like a month after the reunion, we kind of saw a picture pop up where Lance was I think on Mother's Day, right? I think it was on Mother's Day. There was a picture that was circulating the internet where he was with the baby mama and holding the baby, and people were like, "Oh, so he has a baby," like that kind of thing. And ladies were talking about it, and the ladies were like, and to realize that Miss Nell is a grandma of two. Like, so Lance had a baby, King also had a baby. That's the last born of the Fletchers. The boy also had a baby. So she has two grandchildren right now. Now, the only thing I wanted to talk or feel about this or say about the situation was that the ladies were coming for Nell, were kind of coming for Nell because they were also there at that reunion. Well, Nell kind of was like, talking about Destiny and Lance's relationship. Meanwhile, Lance had another woman pregnant, and they were like, "Yeah, that looks kind of offish. Like it looks funny," and we're like, kind of coming for her. That did she have an idea that Lance was had impregnated somebody else and was expecting a baby on the way? And she said she did not have an idea. But I was kind of kept skeptical about that. I feel like she did have an idea that, yeah, because the way she was now going back to the reunion, the way she was coming at Destiny and her relationship with Lance, I felt like she kind of knew that Lance had a baby coming on the way, and you know looking like, okay, now this is disastrous, and Destiny is also in the picture. I need to break Destiny and this guy up. So as I feel like she also did it from a place of goodness, right? Because nobody wants to hear that the guy you're dating is hiding the fact that he impregnated somebody else, and that somebody else is about to give birth, right? So I feel like Miss Nell purposely did that. I also feel like she knew or she was aware that Lance was having a baby, although she denied and said she didn't know about Lance having a baby until when she gave birth and they kind of knew about it. So yeah, that I do not believe Nell saying that. Um Then Nell decided to turn the table around in that same dinner, or sorry, that same lunch, and asked the ladies, that's Latisha and Kimmy, about the interview Martel did. If you can remember, Martel did an interview months ago after Latisha came online on an interview with Carlos King, literally called him names and insinuated some things allegedly that he is, and that was offensive to Mattel. And Mattel came out and did an interview or whatever with Arion and the alleged side chick, and they said a lot of things about Marsau, Maurice, right? Now, first, Nell is asking them, "How did you feel about that interview? How did you feel about it?" And they were like, Latisha was kind of not wanting to impute that much. Kimmy was trying to be like, you know what? Kimmy said, even if it is real, you show me evidence. The way you presented it is like, I no. I'm like, okay, you know what? At this stage, even if you show, like, you literally drag Kimmy to catch Maurice, like, yeah, this is Maurice. Yeah, you're gonna waste your energy. Yeah, your energy is gonna be wasted. I don't think Kimmy is anytime, anywhere going to believe that Maurice is cheating on her. Even, yeah, even when she catches him red-handed, I don't think she will see that as, a big thing. With the way she responded after Nell asked about the Martel's interview. Now, of course, we got back the deflection queen, that is Latisha. Latisha just deflected straight away. She was in the commissioners and being like, me and Marsau have talked about this on their Instagram live, which I did remember the Instagram live because I did watch it. Um, they addressed it. Yeah. Not like really for me, I feel like the Instagram live was not really addressing. I feel like the Instagram live was more of like still standing on what she said. I'm trying to explain why she said what she said, but you know she then was like, I've talked about it on my Instagram live, so yeah, how more transparent can I be? I'm like, okay, Tisha, the point of deflection, I don't blame you. Do you, do you however you want to do to have a peaceful marriage and lovely marriage, do you? But there's also something I'm beginning to notice as a pattern during this season, is that it feels like it's going to be the whole cast versus the Fletchers. I don't know. Maybe we'll see in future episodes. But I feel like it is given the Fletchers versus the whole cast. But I don't want to talk too soon. Let's just wait and see how the episodes will play out. But that's just how I am feeling. Now, I don't know whether I talked about the fact that Kimmy had a chat with Maurice about the fact that Jaylin felt a certain kind of way different from the way Maurice was there for him, rather and the way he was there for his own son, Monster. And he said he was going to have a chat with Jaylin where they went out and they were having the chat. And I love that Jaylin was able to, pour out, what he felt. Um, I just hope that Maurice's was listening. There's a different, that's two different things. It's easy to talk. Is it easy to listen and do what you were talked to about? That was the only thing that was when he was saying that I felt so bad for him. But I was like, is Maurice going to listen to what he has to say? He might look at it like, oh, at the end of the day, you're a grown ass man, so there's nothing to worry. There's nothing to be bothered about. Well, I guess we're gonna see how that will play out. I guess we're gonna see. Because yeah, before it plays out, because why I'm saying like that, because if you can remember the dinner, now let's go to the part where the Scots and their wives were eating and they started talking about the Jaylin and Monster stuff, and he was kind of giving reason why he treated Jaylin the way he treated Jaylin. Now he said one statement that kind of pissed me off. He said, I think the way he put it was that it's this son that I was, is it, oh wait, I have to replay it to get, hold on guys, I really have to replay it to get exactly what he said, because that statement really pissed me off, because I was like, what the heck does he mean by that? Right. I'm trying to play it, guys. I am a monster. He's treating you differently because you're a child that I chose to father, right? I'm saying that. Now that pissed me off, because what is, I'm not treating you different because you're the child I chose to father. Like, I don't understand. He married his mom. It's not about I chose. You are supposed to be the father. Since there was no father figure in the house, since you're now the father figure in the house, what is the son I chose? See that statement, him saying I chose, it might not be anything, but for me personally, I looked at it like, yeah, I don't think that was the right statement for him to have been saying. Like, him saying that the child I chose, like, it's like when you say you choose something, like the way it was, the way it was sounding to me is like, it's not like I wanted to do it, but circumstances of life pushed me to do it. Like, it's like a necessary evil that you can't do without. That was what that statement meant to me, the way he said that. And if you go back to watch that scene where the Scott brothers and the Scott sister were together, when he said that the son that I chose to father, the Kimmy's face changed. I am pretty sure that Kimmy be seeing everything that Maurice is doing, but just decide, you know what? I'm just going to ignore it. But I felt like at that moment when she kind of felt, because it felt like when he said that, she kind of picked an offense with the statement. I felt like at that moment when she picked an offense with that statement, she could have let it out. She could have let it know that, man, you know. And the fact that this guy grew up looking at him as just his body and somebody else outside as a father figure. Yeah, that sounds very, 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 very funny. Very, very. And see, I don't know what is with Kimmy and her marriage with Maurice, but there's everything. Like, I feel like doing that to a child and saying that kind of thing doesn't make sense to me at all. But I guess we'll find out more about the situation of Jaylin, Monster, and and Marsau in next week's episode. Um, but before we go, because I forgot, my partner is not here with me. I wanted to say, how would you rate this episode? Put on the comment section, guys. Go to the comment section and let us know what percentage will you rate. You know. But anyways, how are you guys getting or enjoying the series of the new Love and Marriage Huntsville? Are you guys enjoying it? Um, for me, I don't really enjoy the episodes, but anyways, let's just see how that would go. Guys, thank you very much for joining. Right now it's late where I am, very, very late, and I've been up since. I'm very sleepy right now. I wish I wasn't sleepy. I would have talked for length, but God understands. But thank you guys for joining me on this live. Make sure you like and comment your total opinion about what was said in this video, including not agreeing with what was said in this video. You can put it down on the comment section. Like also, guys, this video. Click on the like button to like this video so YouTube can recommend it. See you guys same time next week. Have a nice day, guys.